What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to White House offers $1.9 trillion stimulus package. It is Monday, October the 19th, 2020. Please do me a huge favor. Give this video a big thumbs up, hashtag EIDL with all your comments below. Share this video all over social media with hashtag EIDL. Don't forget to tag your two state senators and those that are responsible for getting you the money. And speaking of money, how would you like a chance to win $1,000 cash giveaway? Oh yes, and I'm giving away all sorts of stuff, and be a part of a brand new venture that we're about to announce, where you are going to get a chance to promote your business, and yours truly is going to do everything possible to take you and your family to a whole new level. So if you're not subscribing, and I need everyone to hit the bell, otherwise, how you going to know when we're giving away the moolah? Make sure you hit that bell. All right, breaking in the last 25 minutes. White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows was on multiple networks, and he said, and I'll pin this in the top comment, White House offered almost $1.9 trillion ahead of Pelosi's Tuesday deadline. You may have seen Nancy Pelosi come out yesterday and say the Republicans have until Tuesday, tomorrow, at midnight to offer a stimulus or to agree on a stimulus package, or that's it. All bets are off. We're not doing stimulus until after the election. Here's the good news, and this is good news. There's going to be a deal, ladies and gentlemen. If you're tuned into this channel for EIDL, as well as inspiration, love, and support, which is I try to give, including some money. Did I mention I'm going to be giving away $1,000 cash prizes on a regular basis? You're going to have to hit that bell and subscribe to this channel. But the good news is this. All three bills, EIDL for small business, S4227 in the Senate calls for $80 billion for the grant, $100 billion for the loan. The Problem Solvers Caucus, $50 billion of EIDL grant money. The HEROES Act calls for at least $50 billion of EIDL grant money, but there's also something called the Lifeline grant, which I believe is an additional $40 billion for a total of $90 billion. $90 billion in the HEROES Act would kind of match S4227 in the Senate, which is $80 billion. Either way, your $10,000 or the balance thereof is coming, and a loan, you guessed it, up to $2 million if you qualify. I don't know if it's going to be next week, next month, sometime before Christmas. It's coming. That's the good news. So if we have to eat ramen noodles, and if we have to stay in and order or watch Netflix and cozy up to our significant other, or watch the Dallas Cowboys take down the Arizona Cardinals, then that's what we're going to have to do. The money's on the way. The good news is this. We have a chance in the next 24 hours, based on the fact that the Republicans have now come up once again. Remember, they started at 1.5. They wanted to match the Problem Solvers Caucus. Then they went to 1.6. Then they jumped to 1.8. Now they're up at 1.9. Nancy's sitting at 2.2, and she's refused to budge. She came out last night and again this morning and saying she's optimistic that a deal is going to happen. I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, flip a coin. There's so much politicking going on right now. They could care less about you and I. This is all about jockeying for power. It's all about power. According to the Vegas odds makers, it's possible that the Democrats are going to take back the White House and the Senate by one seat. So a lot can happen over the next 2 weeks, which to me means anything is possible. They're going to have to spin this, though, right? If they come out with a deal in the next 24 hours, who's going to get credit for it? They're probably trying to figure that out as we speak right now. But I say this, and this is not about being partisan, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care who you vote for. I grew up next to the 10th Mountain Division in upstate New York. Thank you very much to those who have served this country. For most people, that leans to the right. But I also spent a huge amount of my time in South Florida. There's a large gay and lesbian community. If I see anybody take a cheap shot at anyone of color or someone that happens to vote or sleep with someone other than yourself, that's it, you're done. We're supposed to coexist. And as I've said before, it's one love, right? You could hate the Dallas Cowboys, of which I've been a fan. I know, terrible. For the last 25 or 30 years. But I'll respect you if you're a Pittsburgh Steeler, a Las Vegas Raider, or even you Fly Eagle Fly fans. I'll still invite you into my home. I'll even let you smack the desk with me. We'll have a cup of coffee. It's coffee today. I think it was, right? If you saw my community post, I was smoking cigars. on Friday night, and it was Bullet Rye, in case you're wondering. Then it turned into Old Fashions. And then it got a little bit ugly after that, towards midnight. But we won't get into that. All I'm here to tell you guys is, look, there's something coming. There's a 50-50 chance we're going to find out within 24 hours before this deadline. So the Republicans have come up now 4 times. In my opinion, if Nancy doesn't take this deal, and the Republicans could say, we went up not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times, and as this pinned article will say, we offered more than $1,200, and we offered even more in terms of stimulus to restaurants and small businesses in the form of PPP and hopefully EIDL. She's in an awful predicament. How in the world is she going to hang on to the House, let alone try to win the White House and the Senate, if she refuses to budge? So I'm leaning 55-60% that we get a deal in the next 24 to 48 hours. If we don't, and again, if we don't, relax. I know it sucks. We may have to extend our ramen noodles in water and our Netflix instead of going out and having a good time for another few weeks. But all 3 bills, EIDL for Small Business Act, S4227 in the Senate has $80 billion for the grant, $100 billion for the loan. The Problem Solvers Caucus bill in the House, which is 50 Democrats and Republicans that wrote that, calls for $50 billion for the EIDL grant. And the HEROES Act, in my opinion, calls for $90 billion, which would be on par with the $80 billion in the Senate. In my opinion, and I've read the bill 10 times by now, it calls for $50 billion on page 5 of 87 on the summary of the HEROES Act, the $10,000 or the balance thereof, and the removal in all 3 bills of the caps, putting it back at $2 million where it belongs. But there's also something, as I've said before, in the HEROES Act called the EIDL Lifeline Grant. If you have 50 employees or less, and that's $40 billion, if you have 50 employees or less, and you can show an economic loss or drop in revenue, if you will, of 30% or more related to COVID-19, you get 6 months of working capital or 50 grand, whichever number is less. So as I've said before, working capital is payroll, including what you pay yourself. It's your business credit cards, it's your rent, it's your utilities. If that number is 5 grand a month times 6, under the EIDL Lifeline Grant, that's 30 grand. That's $30,000, not just 10. Now, is there a way that the SBA can wiggle their ass out of this? I'm sure there's no guarantees. No one's ever said there's a guarantee when it comes to Washington, D.C. or Miss Javita Carranza at the SBA. But the bottom line is, and these are the facts, and this is what I try to deliver every single time I do a video. The facts are, the EIDL for Small Business Act, S4227, that's $80 billion for the grant. That gets you the 10 grand or the balance thereof, and a loan up to $2 million if you qualify. And as I said in my last video, I am asking the President, Secretary Mnuchin, Speaker Pelosi, Mitch McConnell, Marco Rubio, and Big Ben Cardin in the Senate Committee for Small Business, whatever this final bill or act becomes, and right now it's looking like it's going to be the HEROES Act. We need the language that's in S4227. One more time. No reapplication required. So if you're already in the queue, you've already applied like 9 million others have, you don't owe any more documentation. There is no more reapplication. You cannot be discriminated against regardless of size. That's in S.427. So if you're one person or you're 100 people, you deserve the $10,000 or the balance thereof in a loan if you got a score over 570, up to $2 million if you qualify. If you don't want the loan, you're still entitled to the grant. And if you've been rejected because you've got poor credit, and that applies to a lot of you, you guessed it, you're still getting, according to S4227, and it better be in this final HEROES Act, $10,000 of cash advance, known as the grant, and a loan up to $2 million if you qualify. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, can I get a thumbs up? If you want a chance to win a $1,000 cash prize, and we're going to do this every single month, I need you to subscribe. And if you haven't hit the bell, because a lot of you keep telling me, Jason, we haven't been able to see your handsome face, or you're running your obnoxious, loud, smack in the desk voice, it's because you haven't hit the bell. So if you want to know when we're giving away the loot, or when this new business opportunity is going to start, and what you're going to have to do in terms of how to join, you're going to want to hit the bell. Until next time, I love you guys. Have a fantastic week. And I'll be back whenever there's more news. Thanks for watching.